Hello all. In this video, we are going to learn about functions in C programming. Now, what is a function? Function is a self-contained unit of a program code designed to accomplish a particular task. We can also call it as a subprogram. Now, to implement functions in C program, three aspects are important. First, function prototype. It is also called as function signature. Second, a function call and a function definition. Now let us see all these three one by one. Now before we start with the functions, just see a simple program of addition. Here I have added two integer values. Now if we consider this program, it also contains functions. Each C program should have at least one function, and that function is main. Now apart from main, you can see here printf and scanf. These two are also functions. Now these functions are called as library functions. Now apart from library functions, we can also write our own functions which are called as user defined functions. Now let us see how we can write a user defined function for addition of two numbers. Now as we have discussed, each program should have at least one function, that is main. Now we have here a function call, then a function definition and a function prototype. Now whatever task I want to perform by addition, that is to be written inside this function definition. Now what is function definition? The general form of function definition is as shown. It has a function name, it should have a return type, and it will have a list of arguments. Now this is the example. Addition is my function name, and that void indicates the return type. Return type means it will indicate what type of value my function is going to return, and whatever is written in the brackets are my arguments. Now what is function prototype? As we have already seen, it is the signature of a function. Generally it is the first line of your function definition, and it contains everything that others, that means other functions, need to know about a function in order to call this function. So if this is my function definition, the first line of that function definition I can use as a function prototype. Now function arguments. So you can pass multiple arguments whenever you call a function. So what are these arguments? These are kind of input for a function black box. Now there are different types of arguments. The arguments or parameters which are used in function definition are called as formal arguments. Formal parameters, a name that is used inside the function body to refer its argument. And the parameters which are listed in the function call are called as actual arguments. The actual arguments are the values assigned to the corresponding formal parameters. The actual arguments can be a constant, variable, or it can be an expression. So whenever a function is called, that expression is first evaluated and the values will be then copied into the formal arguments. Now just let us see one example of this formal arguments and actual arguments. Now this is my function for addition. So in function call, you can see I have two arguments a and b. So these are called as actual arguments. Now when I define this addition function, I need to create a copy of these parameters. Now you can see the arguments, that is x and y, which are there in function definition, are my formal arguments. So whenever a function call is made, the values of actual arguments are copied into the formal arguments. So here value of a will be copied in variable x and value of b will be copied into variable y. Now let us see the transfer of control flow. Whenever functions are called, how this execution flow will change. Now let us consider this is my main function. In that I have made a function call to multiple functions. So these functions are Pune, Mumbai and Nagpur. Now I have written function definitions for all these functions. So in Pune, I am just printing that I am in Pune. Likewise, I have defined all these three functions. Now these three are function prototypes. As we have discussed, these are the first lines of your function definition. So you can simply copy the first lines of your function definition and you can end them with a semicolon. That becomes your function prototype. Now, the function prototypes are not mandatory things. We can also skip function prototypes. But if we skip function prototypes, the order of function definition becomes very important, and we have to make sure that a function should be defined before the function is called. Suppose we are not using here function prototypes, then we first need to define function Pune, Mumbai, Nagpur, and after that we have to define function main, where we have made function calls to all these functions. Now let us see the execution of this program. So whenever I execute this code, execution will always start from the main function. Now this program has four functions: main, Pune, Mumbai and Nagpur. But when I start execution, the execution will always start from the main and it will execute the first line which is there inside the main function. So the first line in my main function is a function call to Pune. So whenever a function call is made, the program flow will transfer to that definition and it will execute whatever the statements which are written in that function definition. So whatever statements here written inside Pune, that will be executed. So here it will first print I am in Pune, and once it reaches to the end of this function, it will return back to the main function where the function call was made. Its next line it will return. So the next line is the printf. So again my program flow will continue and it will print the next line from my main function and it will print I am back in main. Now again it will continue the execution and it will move to the next line in the main. Now again I have a function call. So whenever a function call is made, as we have discussed right now, it will again jump to the function definition and it will execute all the statements which are present in that definition, and again it will return back to main and it will continue its execution to the main program. In the same way, I will again have a function call to Nagpur and it will again jump, execution will again jump to the function definition and it will again return back to the main. So in this way the transfer of control flow will happen whenever you execute a program. Now let us summarize about functions. Any C program contains at least one function. If program contains only one function, it must be main. Program execution always begin with main. There is no limit on number of functions that might be present in a C program. So you can have multiple functions in your program. Each function in program is called in a sequence specified by the function calls in main. So the order in which you are making a function call, in that order they will be executed. Any function can be called from any other function. Even main can be called from other functions. So a function can be called any number of times. So there is no limit how many times a function can be called. A function can call itself, and this process is called as recursion. A function can be called from other function, but function cannot be defined in another function.